What up, what up, what up? What up, YouTube? Welcome to the first episode of C4 and the C8. On today's episode, we're going to talk about the idea of Lavetta Marie taking place almost 40 years ago. A little bit on the process of what it takes to order and get Lavetta Marie at a reasonable price. In addition to that, we're going to talk about her current specs. And then we're going to touch on her exhaust notes before and after the 500-mile break-in. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the episode.
Atomic batteries to power. Turbines to speed.
What up, YouTube? Welcome to the first episode of C4 and the C8. I'm your host, JC4, in the building. Before we get started on the specs and everything of Lavetta Marie, let me give you a little backstory on how the idea of her started about 40 years ago. About 40 years ago, I used to watch a cartoon, an anime cartoon, called Speed Racer. And Speed Racer had the Mach 5. The Mach 5 could do anything. It had two little blades that used to come out the front bumper that sliced things that were in his way, out of his way. It had these little 4 pogo sticks on the bottom that can be either activated all at once or 2 at a time to do whatever maneuver or trick that he wanted to do. The thing could dang near fly to me as far as I'm concerned. So, in addition to those, it had these little points and cuts and little aerodynamic, little futuristic type design that made it look like it could just slice through the air like it was nothing. And there was nothing that freaking car couldn't do. And I love the idea of everything about it. The blades, the pogo sticks on the bottom, and the points and cuts. And then I saw the C8 Corvette for the first time on the road. And it has some of those same design cues with the little points and cuts. And it looks so futuristic, like it could just slice through the air effortlessly. Fell in love with that car. And then, of course, Prince came out. And if you've known me since I was a kid, I've always been a Prince fan. So Prince came out with Little Red Corvette. That was on the 1999 album. And boy, I was in love. And then I got sick. I got caught the flu. And my mom, to make me feel better, purchased me a toy C8 Corvette. Similar to the one right here in the corner. No, forget that. This got to be big. So the C8 Corvette had those same design cues with the little points and the little cuts, with the aerodynamic, futuristic look to it, and I just freaking fell in love with it. And then shortly after that came the A-Team. And on the A-Team, there was a character named Face. And Face had a C4 Corvette. And it had a Targa top. And Lord, I was thinking like, all of these wonderful things that they could just come together when you have those same points and cut design cues of the C8, the futuristic look like the Mach 5, and then the Targa top like the C4. You couldn't go wrong. And then in addition to that, my mom used to watch this, I don't know if I guess it was a comedy show, but anyway, it was about a car that had a real personality. And it was probably, to me, it was like technically the first Knight Rider type of thing, because he did good deeds and he couldn't necessarily talk. He communicated through the horn. But his name was Herbie the Love Bug. I used to catch my mom watching that all the time. And his engine was in the back. And I was ready to hit the floor. I had never seen anything like that before in my life. I've never thought about anything like that. As far as I have always known, the engine was in the front of a car. So they see the engine in the back in a Volkswagen. It was a Volkswagen Beetle, matter of fact. So you take all of those elements of the Volkswagen, target top from the C4, design cues of the Mach 5 that was in the C3, you put them all together and you got the C8 Corvette. That's really what you have. Now, of course, I chose black because I've always been a Knight Rider fan. And I do, like I said in a teaser video on Facebook, black just seems to go with everything. You can take it to sporty events, you can take it to casual events, you can take it to formal events. So black just kind of fits in everywhere. So we get all of that and you get a C8. Or you get Lavetta Marie to be specific. So now that you have a little backstory on how I couldn't wait for this car, let's move on to the specs of the 2021 C8 Corvette, also known as Lavetta Marie. Lavetta Marie is a 2021 C8 3LT Corvette. She can do 0 to 60 in about 3 seconds thanks to her 6.2 liter V8 aluminum engine and her 8-speed dual clutch transmission. She has a removable roof, rear camera mirror, blind spot monitor, fold-in side mirrors which also tint when bright lights hit them. In addition to that, she has standard suspension on all-season run-flat tires with carbon flash 5-spoke rims, black calipers, heads-up display, which displays several different colors, and I love it. She has a front and rear view cameras, performance data recorder, two-tone tension blue interior, and what's the retail price at spec? To start your journey in becoming a C8 Corvette owner, just simply go to Chevrolet.com, click on Vehicles, scroll down, then click on Performance, scroll down, and then click on Corvette Stingray, and simply go to Build and Price. And then once you click on that, it's going to ask you about everything: exterior colors, interior colors, type of seats that you want, etc. Once you have completed that process, just simply print it out or screenshot it and take it to your local dealership, and you just simply wait, because that's the cheapest way on getting your C8 Corvette Stingray. Because you can see that my bill coming in at $73,940. But if you look at some of the other vehicles around the metro area here in Louisiana, they're looking at $105,000 for one particularly used one, $113,500 for another one, and then this is another used one for $107,900. Look, I get it. Some people are willing to spend a little extra money to get the hottest car in America right now. But the one thing that I love about the C8 Corvette is that you get all of this wonderful supercar performance and European styling and looks on a working person's budget. You can't go wrong with just a little patience. In future videos, I plan on showing you guys how Lavetta Marie cost me $0 extra per month in my budget. So stay tuned for that. In other YouTube videos, they talk about how the exhaust seems to get louder after the C8 Corvette's break-in period. Let's see how I tested that theory using a decimal meter on my Apple Watch. Well, there you have it. Not much of a noticeable difference. Or maybe I did something wrong. All right, YouTube, that's it for this episode. On the next episode, we'll talk about the 4 things I don't like about Lavetta Marie. So hit that like button, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode. We out.